This Good Morning Northwest morning spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Your time is 6:53. It's time to get you ready to take on your Thursday with the morning sprint.
Yes, Sydney Charles has the latest details on Tropical Storm Idalia.
Allison Martinez has your forecast on a cool day ahead that includes some light rain.
But first, some breaking news out of South Africa. A tragedy in Johannesburg where a building fire has killed at least 72 people and injured more than 50 others. That fire broke out around 1:30 in the morning at a 5-story building in the city's central business district. Firefighters have been working to contain the flames. Emergency services are now conducting recovery operations.
This morning, Tropical Storm Idalia hammering Georgia and the Carolinas after wreaking havoc on the Gulf Coast of Florida. Authorities have confirmed at least one storm-related death in Georgia when a tree fell on a man trying to clear the road. And take a look at this new video showing the storm surge inundating Charleston. An apparent tornado caught on camera tossing this car into the air and slamming it into another. In Georgia, downed trees and more than 160,000 power outages were reported in the state last night, but the fast-moving storm left behind more devastation in Florida. Coverage on this story will continue coming up next on Good Morning America.
Today, we are expecting rain throughout the region, but nothing compared to what we saw a little bit earlier this week. We have some chances of some light rain. This will manifest in more of a misting and clouds in the sky than anything else. We're taking a look at our chances of rain within the next 12 hours. You can see we have a dry morning, and we're looking at a 20% chance around 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and we will have a dry evening ahead as well.
In the University of Idaho student murders, tomorrow a judge will hear arguments about cameras in the courtroom. In a new filing, Bryan Kohberger's attorneys accuse media organizations of violating the judge's order not to focus solely on their client, saying images of Kohberger in pre-trial hearings will taint the jury pool. Kohberger is accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students in a shared off-campus home last November. Media Coalition is fighting that.
The remaining members of the West Bonner County School Board in Priest River will have to appoint 2 new members to the board. On Tuesday, voters recalled School Board Chair Keith Rutledge and Vice Chair Susan Brown. The recall petition alleged the 2 failed to uphold their oaths of office to improve the schools. Rutledge says he wanted more financial accountability for the district, which is facing a major shortfall after voters rejected a levy in May.
The rain in Orofino helped firefighters gain control of the fire there. It's called the hospital fire, but not before 6 homes and other outbuildings were destroyed. Crews are now tightening the perimeter lines and starting to mop up the 50-acre fire that started Tuesday. And the cause of this fire is under investigation.
In North Spokane County, all the animals and livestock sheltered at the fairgrounds because of the Oregon Road fire have returned to their owners or been placed with foster families. Firefighters are now working to improve their containment lines. They tell us that the immediate danger, however, is over.
A Spokane man who barely survived the flames of the Oregon Road fire is sharing his story of a narrow escape, including the moment he says he watched his skin melt. Justin Knutson from Elk is a veteran who has been through war in Afghanistan, but says he has never faced something as challenging as running through the smoke and flames to find help from a stranger. In this video distributed by UW Medicine, Justin says he went back into the fire to see if his neighbors were all right when his truck broke down and left him with no other option but to run, screaming to keep smoke out of his lungs. Eventually, he heard a faint honking. He ran toward it and saw headlights. He jumped into the car of his savior. You can read more about his story on KXLY.com.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. Medical Lake homeowners whose homes were spared by the Gray Fire are now dealing with smoke damage. Annette Pickett-Vavold was fortunate to return to her house with her pets, but smoke damage quickly became a big concern. The local restoration company, Burke's Restoration, says it's important to check your home, even if it may look fine to live in, because contaminants, embers, and dust particulates could get into your garage. Burke says if you want to start on your own, rent an air scrubber from a disaster and restoration company.
The Gray and Oregon Road fires burned more than 350 homes. It's a number that can feel overwhelming when you want to do something to help. Take out your phone. We want to make it easy to connect you to the local organizations doing the work now and in the future. Just point your phone at this QR code with the camera, and you'll find our story with ways you can help and links to those organizations. We know not all of us can write a big check. These are organizations that are taking small donations and looking for volunteers. If you didn't get your phone out in time, we have pinned this story to our homepage on KXLY.com.
And we're dedicated to helping connect you to the resources that are helping victims of these wildfires, organizations large and small, so that everyone can pitch in and help their neighbors. Watch our 4 News Now special event, Here to Help, tonight on 4 News Now at 6. We'll get a final check of the weather with Allison next.